It's not even the end of January yet, and there's so many big news that's popping off. You know what I mean?
I know. It's just January.
It's just January. It's the beginning of the year, the first month of the year, and I have some worse news because we're just a depressed podcast, and I guess this is how we're feeling.
This is gonna be a sad podcast. I mean, there's not like there's so much shit that it's so funny. Every week we're talking about like bad news.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's what it is. 90% of the news is bad, and that's why they report on it. You know what I mean?
Major bad news.
Oh yeah.
We don't
These
talk
are
about
major
all
things.
the like small shit, like all the small petty bad news. Like where like literally it's one big thing after another. You know, the last 4 weeks.
4 weeks, yeah. And this is one of them, the coronavirus in China.
Jesus Christ,
just admitted. So I looked up the cause before the podcast because I wasn't really sure, and apparently it stemmed from a seafood market.
Okay.
Something happened where people were eating. They located it to the seafood market, and they were purchasing from the seafood market. Got out. It's like influenza, but apparently just people don't have the means to treat it. So the stats on it of today are 60,000 people have it in 15 different countries.
Jesus.
Like spread among 15 different countries.
Is it like 8,200 people have died, or
no? Only.
Oh no, sorry, that's the flu. Sorry.
Yeah, they had to quarantine like millions of people or something along the lines of that. Probably the flu is what you're thinking of.
The reason I'm thinking about the flu is a lot of people are like almost like pissed, like internally in the U.S. from people like outraging about it, and they're like, "Yo, like the coronavirus is one thing, but we've had over 8,000 deaths because of the flu. Like, let's kind of set our priorities a little bit."
Yep, and so it's killed 150 people. That's the total.
And there's not a lot in the U.S.
Passing count.
It's only a couple or something like that.
I didn't read up, but the reason I wanted to bring it today, and I also have a little bullet. So apparently it's the worst pandemic, and it's surpassed SARS, which is also like an upper respiratory inflammation that I think is of the past. I don't think.
Yeah, you don't hear about SARS.
We don't hear about SARS much anymore. But the reason I bring it up to today, obviously, one, that it's kind of a tremendous thing coming from China, and people are traveling and bringing it amongst different countries when we don't really have a cure for it. I'm assuming. So basically, when you look it up and it says, "What do you do to prevent the coronavirus?" It's like wash your hands.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't rub your eyes. Because apparently it spreads through the eyes.
Yeah, it's
and that's most
like,
things. Like you're touching things, you rub them in your eyes.
Yeah,
but it's
start
the
licking
most
your fingers for some reason or whatever. Well, from all the seafood.
Oh yeah. When you're eating lobster, you gotta lick your fingers. So the reason I bring it up to today, obviously, because it's such a sad thing, and China's having to deal with it on a day-by-day basis, and they don't have the means to be able to treat everyone. You know, obviously, because 150 people have already passed.
Well, they're
from it.
shutting down like transportation to like
they're
quarantining.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like major locations inside of China. But 3 people in New Hampshire have seen a doctor worried that they have the coronavirus. 2 still unsuspected. They don't know. They're still treating them. 1 has it.
No way.
Yep. Took a flight from China, right in New Hampshire, Littleton, New Hampshire. I just got a WMUR report about it yesterday.
Like a warning?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, holy shit. Like now it's Littleton, an hour away? Yeah. Something like that. So it's absolutely crazy that it's coming from China, it's not a little town, but from a place in China. Someone travels with the bacteria all the way back to, say, Logan Airport. They come. They're like, you know what? I'm not feeling that great. I've heard of the coronavirus. I'm going to go see a doctor. And they're like, you're the lucky one.
It reminds me of like the Newgrounds game or like
Pandemic or something.
Yeah,
those Flash games they used to play.
What was the game? What was the place that we used to go to? It was a website that you could get achievements for all these like Flash games. Do you remember that? We played it for a little bit.
Yes, I remember, but I can't think of it. Congregate?
Yes,
Congregate
with the K. Yeah, so I remember it was a game called similar to Pandemic, and you would infect like a continent, and it would
just
spread. And one person would go across.
That's literally what it is, dude.
And then all of a sudden you see it's, and then all these like death like.
I mean,
logos.
as long as they don't come back as zombies, I think we're good. I think like people just need to.
I think people just gotta stop drinking Coronas.
What goes with the coronavirus? A little lime disease.
I wonder, like, if it's affecting Corona at all.
Yes. So when I was trying to look it up, since it's trending on Twitter as the coronavirus, people think that it's coming from Mexico because of their beers. Clearly, you can't do more of an enticing Google search.
Is Corona from Mexico, or is that just racist?
Yeah, Corona's from Mexico.
Oh, I don't know.
Mexico.
Well,
yeah. just like Molson's from Canada. Is Molson from Canada?
Yeah, it is from Canada.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking to...
It's a cerveza from Mexico.
My girlfriend's brother, and he doesn't drink beer too much, and he said that one of his favorite beers to drink right now, period, is Molson Extra, or Molson Dry, Molson Extra,
Triple X Extra.
But he says it's his favorite beer of all time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I used to be a big Labatt's fan.
Labatt, dude, Labatt Blue's fucking disgusting, and you know it.
It's so gross.
The only reason people bring it is because they're like huge into the Canadian heritage, and they're like, "Oh, Labatt," like you know what I mean?
It's cheap. It's like
staple.
$1 for like a tall.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a steel reserve from fucking 7-Eleven that you're spending fucking.
Do you remember King Cobra's?
$4. Yeah, I remember.
King Cobra
dude, playing Edward 40 Hands like.
For those of you that don't know what Edward 40 Hands is, which is, well, there was two of them.
I don't think anyone doesn't know.
I don't know. People don't know. That was new to me when I like.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But
go ahead.
You duct tape two 40s and you have to drink them both, but you can't use your hands. You can only use your 40s to pick stuff up.
Exactly.
But then a girl version came out shortly after that called Amy Winehands or Amy Winehouse Hands.
It's like 2 bags of wine?
Or no, 2 like
Carlo,
yeah,
the Carlo,
like
no, not
or
Carlo,
whatever,
yeah,
like
exactly.
bottles of wine, and you'd have to duct tape and drink 2. I don't know how you do that.
You know what is the worst drinking game? Since we're just like Edward 40 Hands is fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Because if you're under 21, that is the only time you drink 40s.
Yeah.
Because it's the cheapest, like, because it's malt liquor, so it's the cheapest malt liquor you can get to fuck you up. Before you turn 21, because like then you have an actual beer and you're like, oh, all right, I was drinking fucking 40 malt liquor.
Straight malt.
But the other worst game that I play, and I specifically remember playing it at my friend Eric's house, is Kill Carlo.
I don't know Kill Carlo.
All right, you know Carlo the wine? It's like the big white fat
like
Italian
slap
guy.
the bag?
Kind of, but all you do is you drink the bottle of wine and then you break it. That's it. Like it's like the worst drinking game ever. I remember getting I didn't know because I was like 19. I mean, 21 for my mom. I was 21 when I drank.
22.
21 and a half.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I was just like buying a fake ID.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 27. But no, like literally I remember drinking and then I was getting lightheaded and I was like, I can't tell if I'm fucking drunk or I'm like just not used to drinking wine or if I'm going to die. It's just like this poor wine that comes. It's like, I don't even know if it's a 750. It's like a 500 milliliter for like $6 or whatever.
Yeah.
And like me and my friends used to get together and be like, yeah, we're gonna kill Carlo, blah blah blah. We're just drinking from the same fucking glass. It's fucking gross, you know what I mean? And then after you take it to the street and you smash it. That's it. That's the whole game.
One game I really wanted to play, or like it would be like a theme night, but like maybe we'll do it one day on the podcast when a Wednesday's off. But Wizard Wednesdays. Have you heard of Wizard Wednesdays?
I mean, from you. Yeah.
So you dress up as a wizard with a purple robe or whatever color robe. You get a beard. You get a hat. Mm-hmm. You just do it all just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And then as you get like a 30 rack or a couple 30 racks, and as you drink them, you
tape them together, and that's your staff, correct?
That's your staff, and then
staff is like the aluminum cans piled up.
The tallest staff, dude.
I would have to drink like Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm not good with my beer. Oh my god, dude! This yellow Pokemon Pikachu looking colored staff walking around, bro.
But I'm
an electric wizard.
Yeah, if there's ever a Wednesday off this year, I don't know how holidays land or how like.
Well, we do our podcast on Wednesdays.
No, I meant a Wizard Wednesday on the podcast.
Oh my god, dude! And we just get drunk with our
staff, like hold it right here. That we should do Wizard Wednesday. If you guys want to see Wizard Wednesday,
yeah, comment below if you want to see Wizard Wednesday.
You know what it's gonna turn into? It's gonna be Wiz Wednesday because I'm gonna piss myself every 5 minutes because beer just runs through me.
Gross.